ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम। कुमुकश्च एकदन्तश्च कपिलो गजकर्णकः लम्बोदरश्च विकटो विघ्नराजो विनायकः धूमकेतुर्गणाध्यक्षः पालचन्द्रो गजाननः वक्रतुण्डः शूर्पकर्णो हेरम्बः स्कन्दपूर्वजः शुक्लाम्बरधरम् विष्णुम् शशिवर्णम् चतुर्भुजम् प्रसन्नवदनम् ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये यस्य द्विविधवक्त्राभ्याः पारिषद्याः परस्ततम् विघ्नम् निघ्नन्ति सततम् विश्वक्सेनम् तमाश्रये। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। With Swami's grace, let us continue. We came up to slokam number 17. Iti sma raja adhyavasaya yuktah prachina moleshu kuseshu dhirah udang mukah dakshina kula aste samudrapatnyaha swasuta nyastha bharah. After giving responsibility of ruling the kingdom to his son, he moved to the southern bank of river Ganga Nadi, and there he sat facing north on kusa grass with the roots of the grass facing east. Number 18. Evam cha tasmin naradeva deve praya upavishtaha divi deva sangaha prasasya bhumau vyakiranne prasunaihi muda muhuhu dandubhyaha cha neduhu. एवं च तस्मिन् नरदेव देवे प्राय उपविष्टः दिविदेव संगाः प्रशस्य भूमौ व्यकिरन् प्रसूनैः मुदा मुहुः तन्तुभ्यः च नेदुः. एवं च thus तस्मिन् there नरदेव that नरदेव देवे नरदेव is the king. नरदेव देवे that king प्राय उपविष्टः when he has determined and resolved to fast till death. Divi from the sky, Deva Sangaha, all the devas assembled there in the sky, Prasasya, and then they praised him, they extolled him. Bhumau Vyakiranne, and on Bhumau, on the earth, from there, Vyakiranne, they scattered Prasunaihi, flowers, Muda, very happily, Muhu, again and again, they showered flowers from the sky onto the earth on him because they were so happily they were doing it. Muda, very happy they were. And Dandubhyaha neduhu, they also beat kettle drums. Evam cha tasmin naradeva deve praya upavishtaha divi deva sangaha prasasya bhumau vyakiran prasunaihi muda muhuhu dandubhyaha neduhu. Number 19. Now, Maharishayaha, number 19. Number 19 is Maharishayaha. Why? Samubhakata ye prasasya sadvihi iti anumoda manaha uchuhu praja anugraha sila saraha yat uttama sloka guna abhirupam. Maharishayaha, why Samubhakata ये प्रशस्य साध्विः इति अनुमोदमानाः ऊचुः प्रजा अनुग्रहशील साराः यत् उत्तमश्लोक गुण अभिरूपम्. Now, Maharishyaha, all the various rishis who had gathered there, why when they saw all these things happening, they continued. They were not disturbed, but they were very happy. Samubhakata, they are all the rishis, Maharishayaha, Samubhakata, they are all the rishis who had assembled there. And these people, who are those people? Those, Prasasya Sadvihi iti Anumodamana. They were Prasasya means to praise, and Anumodamanaha means they also gave approval to what the king had undertaken to do. And these rishis, Praja Anugraha Sila Saraha, they were why did they approve? Because they knew that Prajaha, for all the citizens, and they are of the quality and the disposition to do only good. Anugraha, Sila, Saraha, and Sila Saraha, they had such powerful qualities they had to give benediction to all the people. And that's the quality they got out of their tapas, right? And samasta lokaha sukhino bhavantu, not only a desire, but also the ability to grant and make it happen. Those people, that's what these rishis were. And they anumodamanaha, they approved what because undertaken. And then Uchuhu, they started speaking yet which Uttama Sloka Guna Abhirupam. Uttama Sloka Guna Abhirupam. The qualities of Bhagavan. And Uttama Sloka appeals only to Bhagavan. Sloka means praiseworthy. Uttama means supreme, exalted. And Guna, and the qualities of Bhagavan, and Abhirupam. And who was that? Who had now taken the embodiment of all those divine qualities, Bhagavan Krishna himself. They started speaking about Uchuhu, about Bhagavan Krishna's divine qualities, and they approved very happily the action, the determination, the intention of Maharaja Parikshit, because they knew that there was a correct decision, and these rishis were powerful enough to bless and give benediction for the well-being of all the citizens. Number 19. Maharishiha vai samupagada ye prasasya sadvihi iti anumodamanaha. Sadvihi means it is the correct thing to do. That is where they say, yes, it's the right thing to do. Sadvihi iti anumodamanaha. Uchuhu prajaha anugraha sila saraha yet uttama sloka guna abhirupam. Number 20. Now the rishis said, they were continuing. The rishis now were speaking. They said, "Na va idam rajarishi varya chitram bhavahatu krishnam samanu vrateshu ye adhyasanam rajakirita jushtam sadhyah jauhu bhagavat parshva kamaha. Na va idam rajarishi varya Chitram bhavahatu krishnam samanu vrateshu ye adhyasanam raja kirita jushtam sadhyah jahuhu bhagavat pasva kamaha. Say, va certainly idam here, Rajarishya Varya Chitram, Rajarishi Varya, in the dynasty of these kings that you have come, where Krishnam Samanu Vrateshu, this Rajarishi, this lineage where the Pandavas, the lineage of Parikshit is where his grandfathers were all completely attached to Krishna. Samanu Vrateshu, they were completely attached to him, and that's the discipline they were following, attaching themselves to Krishna. In that in that Vamsam, in that lineage you have come, and Chitram, that is the beauty of it, the magnificence of that. Bhavaha too, you have come from there. So, and what kind of a lineage it is? Adhyasanam and Raja Kirita Jushtam. And in that lineage you have come, and the Adhyasanam is a Simhasanam where the kings actually sit. And these thrones were all decorated. Jushtam means they were all decorated with Raja Kiritam. Various rishis of various rajas of kings have come. They all have been wearing their royal crowns, and this has been decorated with that. That's such a powerful throne that you have been occupying. And Nava Idam, it is not surprising that Sadhyaha immediately today, Jahuhu, you have given up. that all that instantly, and it is not surprising because Bhagavat Parsva Kamaha, with the intention of becoming, desiring to be merged and becoming one with Bhagavan, that desire, Parsva Kamaha, with that desire, you have given up instantly the throne and the power and the wealth of this lineage of Pandavas and your ancestors, where they themselves had been attached and holding on only to Krishna's lotus feet. So it is not surprising. You want to do the same. Nava idam rajarishya chitram bhavahatu krishnam samanuvrateshu ye adhyasanam raja kirita jushtam sadyah jaguhu bhagavat parsvakamaha. Number 21. Sarve vayam tavat iha asmahe adhya kalevaram yavat asau vihaya lokam param virajaskam vishokam yasyati ayam bhagavata pradhanaha. Bhagavata pradhanaha. Very important thing to understand what the rishis are now saying. Bhagavata pradhanaha. Among all the devotees, the foremost. They are calling Parikshit as Bhagavata Pradhanam. He is the foremost among all the Bhagavatas. He says, Sarve vayam tavat iva asmahe adhya kalevaram yavat asau vihaya lokam param virachaskam vishokam yasyati ayam Bhagavata Pradhanaha. And they were continuing to say, Sarve vayam tavate. Sarve, all of us. Vayam, sarve, all. Vayam, us. All of us. Tavat, as long as it takes. Iha, here. Asmahe, we will stay. We will stay here as long as it takes. Adhya. And till Kalevaram, Asau Kalevaram. Kalevaram means body. Asau, the king. Asau Kalevaram, the king's body. King Vihaya, he gives up Kalevaram, his body. Yavate, till that time. Sarve vayam tavat iha asmahe adhya kalevaram yavat asau vihaya. Tavate yavate. We will stay here as till the time that the king gives up his body. That's what they were talking among themselves. Why? Lokam param virajaskam vishokam yasyati ayam bhagavata pradhanaha. Ayam, this Bhagavata Pradhanaha, the foremost among all the devotees, all the Bhagavatas, yasyati, he is going to return to Param Lokam, the supreme word, the supreme place where Virajaskam, that place is without any change, and Vishokam, without any sorrow. The king, the foremost among all the Bhagavatas, he is going to return to that supreme abode where there is no change, there is absolutely changeless place, and where there is no sorrow. Till he leaves his body, we will all stay here. Sarve vayam tavat iva asmahe adhya kalevaram yavat asau vihaya lokam param virajaskam vishokam yasyati ayam Bhagavata Pradhanaha. Number 22. Asrutya tat rishigana vachaha parikshite samam madhuchyut gurucha avyalikam abhashata yenan abhinandya yuktan susrushamanaha charitani vishnoho. Asrutya tat rishigana vachaha parikshite samam madhuchyut Guru cha avyalikam abhashata yenan abhinandya yuktan susrushamanaha charitani vishnoho. Number 22. Asrutya, tat asrutya, hearing that. Rishigana vachaha, all the words spoken by the rishi, tat asrutya, hearing that. Parikshit, samam madhuchyuta gurucha avyalikam. Rishigana vachaha, the words spoken by the Rishi Gana. That means the groups of Rishis. All of them spoke in different ways. So when they spoke, how did they speak? Samam, in a well-controlled, well-balanced manner. All the Rishis spoke. The words they spoke were all well-balanced. Madhuchyute, very sweet to hear. They spoke very sweetly. Guru, and they spoke in a solemn manner. And Abhyalikham, and they spoke sincerely, and they spoke the truth. So he listened to that. The words spoken by the rishis that were very sweet to hear, very well balanced, but solemn and sincere and true words. So Tat Asrutya, hearing that, Parikshit Abhashata, Parikshit spoke. Enan Abhinandya Yuktan. Enan, all these rishis, Abhinandya Yuktan, giving his reverence and worship and obeisance to them, he spoke. He said, Susrusha Manaha Charitani Vishnoho. Vishnoho Charitani, the stories and glories of Vishnu. Susrusha Manaha. I want to hear the stories and glories of Vishnu. Asrutya tat Rishigana vachaha parikshite samam madhuchyuta gurucha avyalikham. Abhashata yenan abhinandya yuktan susrushamanaha charitani Vishnu. Number 23. Samagataha sarvata eva sarve veda yata murtidharaha triprushte na iha na amutra cha kaschana arthaha rute para anugraham atmashilam. Samagataha sarvata eva sarve vedaha yata murtidharaha triprushte na iha na amutra cha kaschana arthaha rute para anugraham atmasilam. Now, Vedaha yata murtidharaha triprushte. Okay, the yata, in which way, Vedaha, all the Vedas, triprushte. Triprushte denotes the Satyalokam, the lokam of Brahma, where the Vedas, murtidharaha, the Vedas appear in the Satyaloka. So they appear in a murtidhara. They appear in an embodied form. In Satyam, in Satyalokam, the Vedas have a form, and that's what the rishis actually perceive also, the form of Vedas. Various mantra drishta, we say. They can see the mantras. They can not only experience, and as you know from Ramayanam, when Vishwamitra taught Rama, he shared that he told them the slokas about Balam and Adibalam and all in the very first night after when they were leaving together, after leaving Ayodhya. And then later on, also after killing Tatakai, he gave some additional mantras and all that. If you recall that, Rama recites those mantras because just to show Vishwamitra that he has understood them. The moment you recite the mantras appeared in front of him in their form. Each mantra has a form. Please remember that. We are not able to see it because we are not pure enough. But every mantra, that's where mantra devata we say, right? It's not just words. They all also have an embodiment. And Vedas, the embodiment, they appear in an embodied form in Satyalokam. Yata Vedaha Murtidharaha Triprushte. Just the same way the Vedas appear in Satyaloka in embodied form. There is Parikshit is now speaking. He said, Sarvata Samagataha Eva Sarve. Samagataha Sarve. All of you, Sarvata, from all directions, Samagataha have assembled here. He says, in other words, He says you are all embodiment of Vedas themselves, is what the meaning is. They appear in Satyaloka. But like that, you have all appeared here. From all directions you have come here. Na iha, na amutra, not here, not in other worlds. And kaschana artaha rute para anugraham atmaseelam. Na iha, not here, na amutra, not in other worlds, or kaschana, or in any other also. Artaha means the interest. You all have assembled here in the form of Vedas themselves. But who are you? You have all come from various directions, leaving your ashramams, leaving your discipline, leaving your duties and all that. You have arrived here. And people like you, na iga na amutra cha kaschana artaha. You have no mission to accomplish. You have no interest to do that. You must achieve something. Okay, artaha, there is no essence for you to do anything because work has actually left you, either here or in another world. But you still have come. And because rute para anugraham atmasheelam. See, you are, even though you have no interest, even though you have no compulsion, even though you have no mission to accomplish, you have come here rute because of your grace, so to speak. Para anugraham, to give blessings to others, to give beneficence to others, to give for the well-being of others. Para anugraham atmaseelam. That is your own nature. Your own nature is samasta lokaha sukhino bhavantu. To give benediction, to grace everyone, that's the reason you have come, even though you have nothing left to achieve or to do in this lokam or in other lokams, at any place, at any time. You all have come here. You are all appearing here as a form, embodiment of Vedas themselves, the same Vedas that appeared in embodied form in Satyalokam, is what he says. Samagataha sarvata eva sarve Vedaha yata murtidharaha triprishthe na iga na amutra na kaschana artaha rute para anugraham atmasheelam. Number 24. Now 24 is, one second, 24 is tataha cha vaha pruchayam imam vipruchaha visrabhya vipraha iti krutya tayam sarvatmana mriyamanehi cha krutyam suddham cha tatra amrusata abhiyuktaha. Now comes this question, important question. The whole Bhagavatam is based upon this question. It's an answer to this question. Tataha cha vaha pruchayam imam vipruchaha visrabhya vipraha iti krutyatayam sarvatmana mriyamanehi cha krutyam suddham cha tatra amrusata abhiyuktaha. Tataha cha vaha. You all are assembled here out of your grace and goodness. Okay? As a beneficence. That's why you have come. Tataha. Therefore, cha and vaha, to you. Prichayam. The question that is fit to be asked. You cannot ask any question. When Bhagavan says, what do you want? What question will you give to Bhagavan? What will you ask him? I know in our world we show off intelligence and smartness and quick-wittedness and we do so many things. Those are all waste of time. Okay, and when you come across Mahans like Kanchi Mahapariva or Bhagavan Avataram himself, what question will you ask? You have to ask a question that is fit to be asked. That's a correct question to be asked, because the divinity, the weight, the gravity of the opportunity and the efficacy of the teacher is such that you cannot ask any trivial question. It has to be the right question. And the trivial in the sense, there's no small question or big question. Anything that is along the path of Satyam and sincerely wanting to know a spiritual question, that question is correct. But any other question is not correct. So he says, Prichayam, the fit to be asked. You all have come here. So I'm asking you a question, Prichayam. That's a correct question, fit to be asked. Imam here, Viprichaha. I'm asking, I'm in very humbly, I'm asking you, Viprichaha. Prichaha is, it means to ask. Viprichaha, V means, in Sanskrit, that Kanchi Mahaparivā taught in one of his discourses, which I happen to read, so I'll share that with you. It's a beautiful lesson from Mahaparivā. He says, when you use the word V before a word, it can take one of two meanings. It can make it as an extremely special type, an exalted type of, it gives a meaning, like we say Visesham, for example. Right? Visesham means something very special, right? And it can also negate the meaning of that slokam, of that word that it is preceding. Like Vishokam, we saw in the previous slokam. Where Shokam means sorrow. Vishokam means without sorrow. It can take exactly the opposite meaning. So one of two ways the V is appearing before a Sanskrit word. So here it is Viprichaha. Prichaha is to ask. Viprichaha, to ask in a special manner. What is a special manner? What is the most exalted manner of asking questions? In all humility, with the desire to know, Satyan Veshanam, to know the truth. I am asking Prichayam, a question that is fit to be asked. Visrabhya, Vipraha, Visrabhya. You're all self-controlled. You have mastered yourself. And Vipraha, you're all very learned. And what is the question I'm asking? Krutyatayam, among all the different duties that is to be done, Sarvatmana, by everyone, Mriyamanehi, when they are faced with imminent death. You understand? Can you please put the mute on? *6, please. One of you, whoever has not done that, please put that on. So Krityatayam Sarvatmana, by everyone, and Mriyamanehi, who's faced with the prospect of death, in imminent death. That can happen to any one of us, because we don't know how long we're going to live. It can happen next moment, right? So we are all faced with imminent death. Please remember that. And regardless of what the statistics say, because nothing is certain. So, Mriyamanehi, faced with the prospect of imminent death, Sarvatmana, by everyone, Krutyatayam, of all the different duties that have to be done, Suddham Krutyam. Suddham. What is the Suddham here does not mean pure. Okay, purity is, again, these are all English words. Pavitram is actually pure. Okay, Suddham means something that is absolutely correct, something truthful, and that is also gives Shreyam, we say, which gives the benefit, the right benefit. Okay, Suddham Krityam. What is the right action? That is the most beneficial action. What is the one correct action that people who are facing imminent death should do among all the duties that they've got to do? So many duties are there. This is a correct question to know. All of us, what can you find a better question than that? What is it I should do at any given moment? Because I don't know, the next moment I may not be alive. So what is it I should do right this minute, this moment? Right? That's a correct question. And I am asking you most humbly, with all humility and reverence, because you're all master self-control. You have achieved control of your mind. You're all fully controlled, and you're also highly learned because of that. So this question, tatra, there for this question, amrusata, please deliberate carefully in detail, and abhiyuktaha, tell me your considered view. What should a person who is facing death should do among all the activities and the duty that he is doing? What is the one correct action he should do? Please think about this, deliberate, reflect on this, and tell me your considered view. That's what the king is asking. Tataha cha vaha pritchayam ivam viprichah visrabhya vipraha iti krityatayam sarvatmana mriyamanehi cha krityam suddham cha tatra amrasata abhiyuktaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastalokaha Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om.